this is near the edge, the top edge of a piece of concrete. So you have this inch and a half down to the first bar, and then 3 inches, and then it's 10 inches on center. Not reinforced like a floor. All you're trying to keep is the parts from moving around if you get a crack. And of course, all these rods are at least 6 feet bent left or right. Some are more than that. And these are future walls here. So all those, you grab 4 or 5 of them rebars, you can pick this slab up with them. It's not just a little hook on the end. It's half of the bars bent out going in through the floor. Well, it looks like they've started the northeast corner, and they're going clear down and connect to where they left off with the other concrete. And that's going to be important here shortly, because we had another big rain. And this whole thing went a foot underwater. We have a concrete rain gutter, and it's like the gutter part is like 4 feet wide and about 9 inches deep, 18 wide at the bottom, and it catches all the water off the house and the roofs and the area. It's supposed to send it to the cistern, but we haven't Flexi Seal coated or filled in the blue plastic pipes. We have to knock them out and put mortar in those holes before we Flexi Seal. So I don't want to keep it full of water all the time. So we never put the piece of gutter in that connects that last 4 feet. So the water runs straight down the hill, and this is the first thing it comes to. So it put this a foot underwater. But she had them dig out this this dike over here. It ran out about a foot deep for half a day. And we're just carrying forms around, setting them up. This is a little bit closer view of a window buck. It's got a wide part in the middle and a couple of bevels, and it's 7 inches thick. The fact that my wife made these, and by the time they're you spent the time on that, it's just as easy to make a 7-inch thick wall every place. So that's why the walls are 7 inches rather than just the living quarters of the first floor. Concrete's R2. So that's heat resistance of 12, and we have 3 inches of mortar and stuff on either side in render, and then the skim coat. So 7 and 3, 10. That's R20 walls without having any installation of store-bought insulation. The walls are R20, and they're all shaded except for the one part of a wall over 2 segments about 18 or 20 inches up is the most sun can hit it, and that goes around the house so it's not all in the same place every day. And they're showing us that this pressure-treated lumber is starting to look a little ragged. We're going to make a table out of this, put some legs on it, make a conversation piece out of it. And if we need it, we'll take the glass top off the table and go pour concrete with it again. You can see about how big it is over there. It's going to go in this space right here. They put up the inside phenolic board form. You notice all those cross pieces and end pieces are screwed onto it, but they're not screwed to each other. It's completely adjustable. There's no screws holding these two here together, or between this end and the uprights, or crossbars and uprights. That's part of the design. We haven't given them the new dimension on the string up here, so we're going to get to that in a second here. Okay, you notice that we have the bottom of a door buck in here. It's got the same thing as the shape of a house door jamb. It's a mirror image of the shape we want. It's like a 52 or 53 inch wide opening when it's cast. And this threaded rod was just stuck through there to hold the height of this until they tightened the bolts to clamp it all together. Anyway, there's a round part goes on that when they do the second lift. And they're showing you where the door goes and the a window buck. We have a big one and a small one. They've all been used more than 20 times. Oh, they bushwhacked all the shrubbery around the house here just to clean up a little bit. And these are birds of paradise that were cut a week ago. They've come back that much, and they'll be 4 feet tall shortly. This is boys' turkeys. There's two kinds. We got the white ones, and we got the sort of native-looking ones. These are probably all sort of half-grown, because they're going to get the same size. They're going to end up like that one. I don't know how many he's got now. They don't cost that much to feed because we free-range them. Also, they don't smell because they're not trapped in a pen standing in their own shit. I mean, poo. That word, you can't use that. This is the rim of our gutter. This is sloped down to here. Can you see that? Then it levels off again, and off frame of the picture, you go back up, it'd be symmetrical on the other side. Makes a nice sidewalk. You don't have to deal with the stainless steel gutters around your roofs and stuff. Whatever runs down a wall ends up in the gutter. The first rain comes through, rinses everything off, and then we flip a gate and it would go into the cistern. But until we let it clean the trash out, this will all be swept up once we get the house done. This loose stuff laying everywhere. We won't paint this because it'd be too slick to walk on and children would fall. They just brought down a bunch of rock and sand. I guess they're going to have the mixer over here to pour that. This is the bottom running out here off the distance of the shrimp tank. Freshwater prawns. They're like freshwater shrimp. They get about 8 inches long, something like that. Sell for twice what the fish does. Thing is, your stocking density is low because they all have to have a piece of plastic pipe to hide in, and they're just so high you can hang them pipes up off the floor. So you have a lot of water column that's not being used. That's the dirty kitchen over there. No roof. Nothing. None of this outside stuff has got a roof. None of it. We're having a measure, trying to find out where we really are. Here, the fishing line over here looks like it's right. That's the kind of angle that 14 3/4 degrees would look like. Down here is where the string was when they were putting rebars on. So they were thinking 1.5 inches above that. This is how much error we put in it by not being clear with the directions. If we were on site, we wouldn't have done that. But that's the first thing in 2 years that we've screwed up by not being on site. And of course, we would have screwed up something else if we were on site, you know. I can't tell you where he is. It looks to me like he's it's a mirror image of the picture is what it is. Because they haven't poured the second lift on the northeast corner. It's got to be the southeast. We're pouring those to oh. This is showing what the bump out on the interior partition wall is. We didn't want a 65-foot wall going across there with nothing to keep it from rattling back and forth in an earthquake. Eventually, there'd be a concrete slab tying it all together. But you got to get to the point where you have the slab before it's earthquake resistant. So we were just going to put a dog leg in it. Okay, they're pouring this. You can see the concrete's about that high right now. And they'll bring it up right to this, the height of the form. That'd be 4 feet. And it's probably gone down that much with him rodding it with this piece of tree. I don't know what it is. A branch, I guess. It doesn't look like bamboo. It looks like it's a tree. Anyway, he sloshes it up and down to get the honeycomb out of it. And the whole thing has fell that much because the air's come out and the concrete went down. I'd say they're still mixing because you haven't got any concrete showing on this back wall. This last little filler piece, is that in the picture? Yeah. When you're doing these slip forms, you can design your house to use the length of the forms and just have 4 foot and a corner. You need 4 corners, 2 lefts and 2 rights, and some 8-foot panels and some 4-foot panels. But what we did, we just drew house, put up the full length panels, and whatever's left, that lattice little piece, we have spare uprights that we set in there. And they just make saw pieces the right width. This one here, this is a header that's blocking off this to pour this corner. Then they'll pull that out and they'll pour all the rest of this. Because we only got 4 guys working, we're pouring like 15 bag pours a day. And then the next day they'll bag up and stuff. And you see the 2 water barrels is down. I can't see the water level in either one of them. This near looks like it's full. And he's reaching down, scooping down in the bottom of that one. They might have only filled 2 barrels because they'll have to move them again. At least they think to do. I know they're going to do 2 more pours right here. So they could have filled the water, just didn't know it. All these little things standing up down here, those are going to have 3-inch pipe across the top. And then 2x3 tube in front to back at an angle. And that'll mount the solar panels. I think this is similar to the picture head before of him rodding. Okay, they've put the round part of the door up on there. There's supposed to be dowel pins, bolts, that connect these and keep them lined. And they didn't do that one time. And the top where the bottom one shifted 3 inches so it hit some rebar. And boy, it actually fixed that. A diamond wheel and a few dozen concrete nails with wire wrapped between them and all. He managed to make the door jamb match up to the shape of the top. You can't really do much of the top, but you can redo the bottom. And they're stockpiling stuff up here. Another view. We actually don't use too much rebar. We're just about right on the rebar. For what we're doing, we are right. If we're in the U.S., we'd have 2 layers of it because we'd be pouring structural concrete, not infill. Okay. That's a plenty long video. That's the update. By the time we publish this, they'll have set the forms up for the second lift here. And that'll bring us up to 79. Okay, so they're going to be up here someplace. When they pour this second one, the second lift, we're going to put a box in the wall, because I'm going to run these concrete beams right through those outside walls, about 1 foot, and then have an end hook down to grab hold of the wall. So we're gonna this beam may have to move, but we're gonna put a socket in the wall to fit the beams. But that's 4 foot and 3.5, 7'6", 84 and 90 inches will be the height of the form. So that this is 79 and 5, 84 and a half. So this will be sitting 6 inches down into the wall, and We're still trying to reconcile dimensions. We're down right now. It's the best we can tell. Neither one of these is right. We don't know what the distance from here to here is. But when they strip these forms off to slide them up, I'm going to have them put the tape against the outside wall and measure everything all the way till we get to here. Well, till we get to there. And one of these dimensions is wrong someplace, and we're going to find it. Okay. Yeah, these dimensions over here are totally wrong. Everything on is screwed up. It got so confusing with extra dimensions, we decided we just make a copy and then start moving stuff. Once I put the shape of this in, the concrete in, these are like CAD bucks that I subtract out of the concrete, and that'll leave the exact shape of the concrete we're casting. And you notice that when you're doing something like a wall of a house, you've got doors. What do we have? 36 doors on the main house, and 10, 22, 23 outside window forms. Of course, these same forms made all those holes. But you're taking that much concrete out of a wall, and you're buying these houses by the cubic foot. So, you know, it's 5 cubic feet for every 2 sand and 3 gravel. The cement gets sucked into everything. It doesn't count. Doesn't produce any volume on the wall. So whatever you put in sand and gravel, you're going to get. And since we have 5 aggregates to 1 bag of cement, get 5 cubic feet. So this door form is saving us 1.5 bags, and this is saving us about 1.125 bags every time we put a hole in the wall. That's why we have interior windows in the dining room to kitchen and between the master bathroom and the master bedroom, just to save concrete. Doesn't take anything to put them in there when you're pouring the concrete, but it gives you light in through the rest of the house. Oh, this video's gone too long. We're going to do a part 1 and part 2. I hate those. I got to go through the editing 3 different times to do that. If I watch the clock, then I can do it. I can put sort of a break point in the video and announce it is not going to be just dead ended. So now what I got to do is go to about the middle of the thing and look around for places not mid sentence, and that the thought's not being carried on for the next 2 or 4 sentences of my constant babble. Okay. Y'all have a nice day, and, say a prayer to the people who have COVID and every other thing's going wrong in the world. And I'm going to pause this.